1 in 5 people worldwide has inherited high lipoprotein A, and most people don't know about it. Because high Lp(a) isn't screened for, often the first sign of this condition can be a heart attack or a stroke. And joining us live now from the Family Heart Foundation, we welcome founder and CEO Katherine Wilemon and Dr. Seth Baum, Chief Scientific Officer of Flourish Research. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time this morning. So first off, I'll ask you, Katherine, we understand that you had a heart attack at the age of 39. Please share with our viewers this morning what exactly happened and what you've learned.
Sure. So I was out gardening on a beautiful day and I suddenly experienced crushing chest pain and pain radiating down my arm. I knew instantaneously that something was wrong, but when the paramedics arrived, because I was younger and a woman, honestly, I had to advocate for myself for them to take me seriously. But what we discovered is that I had had a heart attack because I had 100% blockage of the main artery that fed my heart. But the real story is, why did that happen? And it's because I had inherited 2 genetic conditions that really left me vulnerable to early heart disease. One is called familial hypercholesterolemia, which causes high LDL cholesterol from birth. And the other that we're here to talk about today is elevated lipoprotein a. And now elevated lipoprotein a is inherited. It affects about 20% of the worldwide population. So in America, that's about 60 million people. But we know from Family Heart Foundation research that over the last decade, less than 1% of people have actually been screened for this very common and life-threatening condition. And
Wow.
That's what we're here to kind of talk to you today about, because there's a lot people can do if they get screened.
Wow, yeah, those are some staggering stats that you just shared there. And to you, Dr. Baum, what does it mean if you do have elevated LPA?
So Lp(a) is like a small, particularly bad LDL particle. We all know LDL is bad. It's damaging. Well, Lp(a) has 3 features to it that make it particularly bad. First, it causes plaque in the arteries that feed our hearts and brains and other parts of the body. But it also increases inflammation, which we all know is very bad. And it increases clotting. So these 3 things can conspire to cause stroke or a heart attack like Katherine experienced. So it's very important to understand Lp(a)'s prevalence, and it's also important to understand what it can cause. It's important to note that it's inherited, as Katherine stated. And so if you have a high Lp(a), your family members may have a high Lp(a), and everybody in your family should be tested. And finally, it's important to note that even though we don't have therapeutics that have been approved for Lp(a), and they are in development, they're in research right now, we do have other approaches to reduce cardiovascular risk. One of the most important ones being get your LDL down. Too many people have elevated LDLs. We need to get that down. If you have a high Lp(a), even more important.
And then just finally here, Katherine, you have dedicated your life to raising awareness of heart disease as a public health issue. What is the Family Heart Foundation doing to create awareness here?
So all year long, we work with health systems and healthcare providers to increase understanding within the medical community and commitment to systematic screening. But since that's also not occurring at the rate we need it to occur, we go out to the public, and especially in March, because March 24th is Lp(a) Awareness Day, to encourage everyone to think about your own family history, whether you have cardiovascular disease in your family and or you already have cardiovascular disease. If so, it's urgently important for you to have your Lp(a) screened. It's a simple blood test, but you do have to ask for it because it's not part of the regular panel. And then, there are things that you can do. Knowledge is power.
Yes, of course. We really do appreciate you taking the time this morning to share your story and that valuable information for our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.